Hey y'all. So I've been trying to decide, am I going to do a blog? Am I going to write another blog? Am I going to write another book? Am I going to do a podcast? I did a podcast like 10 years ago. So, I've done radio, I've done television. And so I finally decided I'm going to do all of it. Because this generation is just getting an influx of advice from people that should not be advising anybody. And let me explain. I'm 42 years old and I have two adult children. I have a 21-year-old and I have a 19-year-old. I also have three bonus children from a previous administration. So my perspective is a little different. Not saying I'm better or whatever, but when you have grown children, your perspective is different. And so what I've learned is in my season of learning, I didn't try to teach. Does that make sense? And so what we have is an influx of teachers that need to be learning. And so you have these kids jumping on the internet with their frontal lobes open, trying to tell me how to be rich. Ma'am, your frontal lobe doesn't close until you're 25 years old. Respectfully. Respectfully. Right. So I'm not 25, I'm not 35. I'm not 45 yet, though. And that's the deal. So there's people that I listen to that are older than me because when wisdom speaks, you listen. There's a lot of women out here that are not wise. They're giving you advice about business, but their house is a mess. Or they're giving you advice about business and their love life's a mess. Or they're trying to tell you how to be engaged and they're single. Like, it's weird to me. So I come from the perspective of I've been married. I was married in my 20s. I was a baby mama in my 20s. I was divorced in my 20s. I dated in my 30s. I dated again in my 40s, and I'm now engaged to be married again. My perspective is different. Again, not better than anybody, different. So when I speak, it's different. So I don't know. I don't know who needs to hear this, but in your season of learning, listen. And you can't learn and talk at the same time. If you're still raising children, raise your children because your children will hate for you to wax wonderful for the world and their lives are falling apart. Ask me how I know. I'm the daughter of a preacher and a master sergeant. Right. I had to stop my journey as a serial entrepreneur to make sure my children were okay. I had to stop my journey to make sure that my son graduated high school. I had to apologize for my daughter because I didn't show up for her the way that I needed to because I was traumatized. There was hard conversations that I had to have before I started my podcast, before I started my blog, before there's things that I had to do. And now I'm big auntie. I'm closing big deals. I have conversations with people that and they want to give me ridiculous amounts of money to move outside of Kentucky. I have those conversations. Why don't you move here? You could scale fast. I don't want to scale fast. I want to be a good mother. I want to be a good wife. I want to be a good person. You see what I'm saying? I'm a philanthropist. I'm a corporate woman, but I'm a philanthropist. I have humanitarian beliefs, but I'm a corporate woman. Corporate women don't play at all. I was a corporate woman at 29. I'm 42. So beyond all of that, when I was 19 years old, I faced 25 years in prison. Right. So there's layers to this. There's layers to my personality. Y'all see me in a pink dress? I did not wear pink until I turned 40 because my man wanted me to wear pink. And not just pink, the brand pink. So I was like, you know what? It's a color. It doesn't matter. My favorite color is blue. So I don't know. This generation needs something. And I'm praying that God gives me the wisdom and discernment to decide what that looks like. It probably is a blog. It probably is a podcast. It probably is a book. It probably is a group. It's something, but this generation needs something. Respectfully.